Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review Alien, which as you can see, this is a part of the triple pack. So here we go. Alien is a 1979 film that was directed by Ridley Scott. And the plot is we meet this crew that's on this ship called Nostromo, and they wake up from this hyogenic frozen container, whatever the hell, and they get this distress call from this alien vessel ship or whatever the hell, so they go to investigate it. Of course, nothing good can come from investigating an alien ship, and chaos ensues. They try to survive. Now, what I think of Alien, the original, is I really enjoy this movie. I do. And so many years later, I've seen this movie so many times, and still watching it just now, it holds up. It's the creep factor. Everything that this movie sets out to do, it still can accomplish. I jumped at least 3 or 4 times watching this movie. We have Tom Skerritt as Dallas, who's the captain of the ship. And at first, it feels like he's the main character. We're following him for most of it, and he's trying to make all of the decisions that he thinks is right. But he's also having to listen to the company or follow the mother, this computer intelligence on the ship. And he's trying to figure this out. He seems like a decent enough guy. But if you've seen this movie, you know that he's not really the main character. We meet Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. And Sigourney Weaver, in the first maybe 20, 30 minutes, she just seems like another person on the ship, another character. You would never realize that she's going to step up and take over and become the leader. I mean, she has her moment when the crew comes back and clearly something bad has happened to John Hurt, and she's, as much as it might come off bitchy to not quickly let them in and help him out, she's thinking about safety and everyone else, even her life. Like, she's thinking about survival. So she's the smartest one, really. John Hurt, like I said, the scene of him going out there in the alien area, first of all, the production design of this movie looks great. It still holds up. It's still just the practical effects, the designs of all of the eggs, and then when you can see the organism inside of it, what we now know is a facehugger, and it just starts, the egg opens up and jumps onto his mat. Again, I've seen this movie so many times. I'm sitting here watching these sequences play out. Like, I already know where it's gonna go, but the slow build, the tension of wondering what's happened to John Hurt, and is he gonna survive, what this creature is doing onto his face, them trying to cut it off of him but it's not working, them figuring out that this thing bleeds acid, and so they don't know what to do, and then it just by itself comes off of him. He wakes up from his coma, and everything seems okay until you have that iconic scene, and spoiler alert, I know that this movie is as old as it is, but just in case, I have to say, spoiler. When John Hurt has that spasm, he's freaking out, and it's such a great acting performance from him, even though it's such a gruesome scene of the chest burster, the alien coming out of him, and that reveal, those effects look awesome and just terrifying. And I love the reaction of the crew and how it just runs off. So now they have to figure out what to do next. Yaphet Kotto plays Parker, who is one of, if not my favorite character in the movie. I mean, obviously I love Sigourney Weaver for what she becomes, but Yaphet Kotto, he brings the personality, he brings some of the humor. And if it wasn't for that goddamn cat, I feel like half, if not more, of this crew might have survived what was going on. Ian Holm plays Ash, who is the science division of this ship, and nobody else really knows him. He was thrown into this mission at the last minute. Sigourney Weaver especially doesn't trust him. And he seems like a guy that you don't really know his motives. He goes against her once or twice. And the reveal, again, spoiler. The reveal of him being a robot when he just attacks her, tries to kill her. And then his head comes off and he's like spitting out white goo or whatever that is. You find out that he was placed there by the company to make sure that they find this alien organism, investigate it, figure it out. Who cares if the crew doesn't survive? We're just all about finding out about these aliens. And that's where some more layers upon this plot, upon this bigger world comes into play, and sure, some questions get raised, but the movie isn't really about that. It isn't about figuring out like why is this happening and whatnot. No, this movie is about survival. This movie is about eventually just Ripley trying to survive this one alien. I want to talk about this alien. The design of this alien is amazing. It's iconic. It's something that whenever I do think of an alien in general, just when I think about aliens out there somewhere in space, if they exist, this is how I picture them. Because this movie, it has that image ingrained into my head. It's so creepy and spooky. The scene where Dallas is going through the vents and you see the alien just come out of the shadows, and it works. That design, that head, the little other head that comes out of its mouth, its claws, and just how it moves around. This first movie is more about the terror. It's more about the scares. It's more about being freaked out in the situation. And what would you do? Again, it's one alien. The very last few moments of this movie isn't this big shootout. It's not this big fight or battle going on with aliens and soldiers. No, it's just one person trying to do whatever they can to survive and outlast this thing, outsmart it. I'm not saying this is my favorite alien movie out of the series, but it's my second favorite, and I can still, after all these years, appreciate what Ridley Scott did, what this movie did for horror movies, for sci-fi movies, for creatures, for just everything that this movie does. I really enjoy the first Alien. I think it still holds up. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Alien? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is it your favorite Alien movie of the series? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Please won't you say my desire?